Here are the top 5 most brutal nerfs to player races in D&D's newest book, Mordenkainen's Monsters of the Multiverse. Kobolds. The first thing that everyone freaked out about when Motum was released was this. They removed pack tactics from the Kobolds. This was the ability that defined everything Kobolds were about. Pack tactics is an ability that Kobolds, the monsters in-game, have, so they slapped it on top of the race as well. It says you have advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of your allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. This ability alone made Kobolds insanely strong. It meant that if you had 2 Kobold frontline attackers, like a fighter and a blade singer, they'd be giving each other advantage on every attack forever, as long as they were both alive. You could basically double team enemies, beating them down under the sheer number of dice you were rolling. If your kobold is mounted, that meant advantage on every attack, because your horse is an ally. You could hop on your barbarian's shoulders and charge into battle, and it would actually be a significant advantage. Probably the most busted application, though, was kobolds taking the magic initiate feat or the ritual caster feat to nab the spell Find Familiar. Then you could have an emotional support spider just chilling in your pocket, and because that's an ally within 5 feet, it gave you the confidence to beat the shit out of everything with advantage. Hexblade kobolds could also do something similar with Pacts of the Chain. Basically, it was extremely strong and extremely abusable, but it was also key to the kobold's identity as a playable race. Was it too strong? Maybe. They changed a lot about the kobold in this book to balance it out. But I know that I and many others are a little bit sad to see this one go. Aracochra. Aracochra used to have a 50-foot fly speed. It was broken. Now they have a fly speed equal to their walking speed, and they still can't fly while wearing medium or heavy armor. Now this is a big debuff. It's not the flights that made Aracochra the most broken early game race. It's the 50 foot of speed they could have while in the air. Now that it's only 30 feet, they're no longer the best flying race in the game. In fact, they might even be the worst now. Owlin gets superior dark vision, winged tieflings can wear medium armor while flying, and fairies get some cool free spells. However, it isn't all terrible. Aracochra famously made great monks, and monks get unarmored defense and unarmored movement. In fact, just at level 2, Aracochra monks are still rocking a 40-foot fly speed, so monks at least haven't lost too much. And they even added some stuff to the Aracochra too. Aracochra now get the Wind Caller ability, giving them a free casting of the Gust of Wind spell. It's a pretty average spell, all things considered, but hell, it's free, and forced movement is always good. Plus, you can flavor it however you want, giving you a sort of supersonic bird scream that propels you through the air. That's pretty cool. Finally, your unarmed strikes now deal 1d6 damage, not 1d4, which is also a great buff to monks, who normally have to wait to level 5 to get that tasty d6. Honestly though, this drop in fly speed is a brutal nerf. Monks aside, there were loads of classes that could abuse this. Still, I think it's for the best. Aracochra used to be pretty bad, but have one disgustingly broken ability. Now they're worse overall, but they're way more interesting. And they're arguably just as good, if not better, than they were for monks. Plus, there's no point in being broken if you just get banned all the time. At least Aracochra will finally see some more play now. Who Wants to Be a Dungeon Master is sponsored by NordVPN.
Okay, it's time for the quick questions round. Let's go. What is the AC of a flump? 12. Correct. What challenge rating is the Kraken? 23. Correct. Why won't my wife look me in the eyes when we make love? She feels emotionally humiliated because you keep bringing up your sex life on national television. Correct. Now what are your bank details? Wait, what? What are your bank details? Pass. Can't pass. Phone a friend. Fine. Wait, you wouldn't. NordVPN, please. No, wait! Well. Looks like someone's trying to access personal information. No, it was a joke. I promise. I won't do it again.
NordVPN is the fastest VPN on the market. Available on tons of devices, keeping you and your internet browsing safe and letting you stream content from anywhere in the world at the click of a button. Subscribers can now get NordVPN at a massive discount and with 1 month free by following the link below. Visit NordVPN/D&D Shorts or click the link in the description to get the discount deal and browse safely online today. Githyanki. Ooh, this one is a real shame. Githyanki got Githspankied by this book. So Githyanki basically got changed to bring them in line with a new feature released in Motum. Some races can basically pick up a free tool, weapon, or skill proficiency every long rest. A few races got this, and it's actually a pretty decent buff all round. But not for Githyanki. For Githyanki, this new ability called Astral Knowledge replaces the old one, Martial Prodigy. Martial Prodigy gave Githyanki proficiency with all types of swords, but more importantly, with light and medium armor. This was huge. It meant that any Githyanki spellcaster could be walking around with a 16 AC at level 1. Plus, Githyanki already make great spellcasters because they get some free spells to add onto the build. They get Mage Hand, awesome spell, Misty Step, awesome spell, and Jump, utter trash. That medium armor proficiency was a huge incentive for spellcasters to take these guys. You could even pump yourself up to heavy armor with the heavily armored feat, just to be the funny metal tank wizard alien man. It let you dump dexterity and invest in constitution instead. It was a fun and interesting and legitimately decent spellcaster build. And now it's just gone. You can still get a weapon proficiency with Astral Knowledge, but there's no way to get that armor. Now, the only race that can give you medium armor proficiency is the Mountain Dwarf, which pushes it to maybe the best race in the game for spellcasters. Githyanki did get a Psychic Resistance though, which could make them an interesting choice for barbarians. If you take the Bear Totem Barbarian, at level 3, you have resistance to every type of damage. However, Githzerai got that as well, and Githzerai are generally a better choice for barbarians anyway, because they resist the charmed and frightened conditions. All in all, this is a massive spanky for the Githyanki. Probably the race hit hardest by this new book. And unlike Kobolds or Aracochra, it's not like they were broken in any way beforehand. But speaking of races that were broken before, Yuan Ti. Yuan Ti used to be everyone's favorite broken-ass race of Sneeple. They've been breaking games and getting slammed with bans ever since they first slithered into D&D. But someone at Wizards hates snakes, because these scaly boys got 2 massive nerfs in this book. Let's start with the main one. Yuan Ti are no longer immune to poison damage and the poison condition. Instead, they just resist them. This is a heavy blow. Immunity to damage is really strong. Yuan Ti used to laugh in the face of green dragons and Hezru alike. They also used to be one of the easiest races to make a quick buck, because they could relatively safely extract purple worm poison, which sells for 2,000 gold pieces a vial. Being immune to the poison condition was also great. Poisoned is one of those nasty conditions that doesn't seem so bad until you actually get it. It gives you disadvantage on all attack rolls and ability checks, which can stop you doing anything, which sucks. It can also be a little tricky to remove at lower levels, and it is super common. But it's the loss of immunity to poison damage that really stings. A classic prank was to cast Cloud Kill, and then run around inside the gas cloud as a Yuan Ti, grappling people and holding them down as they choke to death in your cold, scaly embrace. Hey, I know it's messed up, but Yuan Ti are supposed to be evil. But at least Yuan Ti still have that totally busted magical resistance ability, right? Right? Magical resistance. Yuan Ti and satyrs get the magical resistance ability, and it is insane. It's usually only given to boss monsters like the Tarask, and it gives you advantage on all the saving throws against spells and other magical effects. This single-handedly made satyrs and Yuan Ti arguably the best races in the game. Absolutely top tier. However, as of today, magical resistance no longer gives you advantage on saving throws against magical effects. It only works on spells. Basically, all that random magical bullshit, like a Banshee's Wail, or the Sphinx's Lair actions, or a Mind Flayer's Mind Blast, or a Curse magic item, just got a lot more dangerous. The upside is this new ability clears up a massive problem with the old magical resistance, and that's that no one could ever agree what it did. People were asking if Dragon's Breath was a magical attack. Is possession by a ghost a magical attack? All these types of questions are now answered. You only get advantage on saving throws against spells, which is obviously a lot worse. Magical resistance is still great, but it definitely knocks satyrs and Yuan Ti down a peg. On the upside, they don't need to worry about being banned anymore. And just like Aracochra, that's kind of the biggest buff a race could ever get. But wait, if you want to support the channel and my crippling dice addiction, slide on into the Patreon. I'm starting Patreon exclusive live streams and videos where we talk about all the stuff I don't have time to talk about on the channel. Going deeper into combos and builds and DMing tactics, that kind of thing. Swing on through to get the completely free for everybody adventure module and maps by clicking up here or down there. Also remember to check out other videos on the channel, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.